barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'm not putting no picture up, no nothing. Terence Crawford. I'm very disappointed in you, and I'm tired of. Please don't come on my channel and understand if if you are a professional athlete, like I'm going to give the example of professional football. When I covered the Clippers, they gave us 45 minutes before the game, 45 minutes after the game. Well, I forget the time frame where you had to interact with the media. All right. It's Friday night in the middle of Fresno. I'm going to say it again. It's Friday night in the middle of Fresno. Don't you know how hard it is to get to Fresno? People with media members are more like me. We're blue collar workers. We work for a living. We don't make $3 million every time we do one thing. We we had to drive. I mean, media members got to drive to Fresno, which is from anywhere. It's a 3 hour trip. And I said all this to say you got to have some type of respect for the media. And you're in a business where it's all attached. It's like, no, it's not easy for me to create a parallel. This ain't the first time Terence Crawford has done this, and I'm guaranteed this won't be the last time he does it. You gotta have some respect or decorum for the media. And every time I, I have a correspondent helping me out for a Terence Crawford fight, he never does an interview. I'll give you guys a great example. I'm covering Terence Crawford. I'm covering Terence Crawford against Victor Postol at the MGM. Don't you know he had a press conference? And don't you know Terence Crawford ran to his room so he wouldn't interview with the media? And you had 20 media members chasing after him. And I said, you know what? I'm not chasing this nigga. I'm not running after a dude like that. He doesn't understand. There's a level of respect. There's a level of decency that you must have for the media. And you guys don't say I'm hard on Terence Crawford. Listen, guys. It's Friday night in the middle of Fresno. You can't give the media 15 minutes. That's the one thing I have a great deal of respect for Floyd Mayweather. He is the richest man to ever play any sport in North America. I don't know nothing about the rest of the world. North America. He will always give media the time. Whether it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, he will always allow it because he understands it. He understands the game. And even if you don't want to do questions, tell your story. Who is Terence Crawford? For real, for real. Like something has to change. I done called Top Rank. I done tried to get interviews. And I'm not bitter. Please, please, best believe I'm not bitter. This is why it's challenging for me to make a decision to spend $800-900, fly to Omaha, and support Terence Crawford because he doesn't respect the media. He doesn't talk to the media. And it's getting to the point where it's like, why should black media support Terence Crawford if he won't interview with us? He'll go on ESPN. I have never seen Terence Crawford interview with black media. Never in my life. Never in my life have I seen him stop, take the time, and interview with black. I've never seen it. And I've been covering boxing for 10 years. And it's annoying. It's over the top now because you got to understand. See, you gotta fully grasp what media members had to go to get to a fight in Fresno. Whether you're coming from San Francisco, whether you're coming from Los Angeles, but for the most part, that's where the media typically is. In big major cities, right? Los Angeles, San Francisco. So they had to converge on to Fresno. I don't know what the distance is. I would say it's like 2 or 3 hours away, somewhere in there. And it's just beside me that he won't take the time. His core audience needs to know his narrative. His core audience. We have so much to talk about with Terence Crawford, and he won't do it. At least acknowledge the media. He turned his back. I don't, without saying thank you, without saying bye, he turned his back on the media. I'm watching the interview now. Terence Crawford, if you want major media to support you, and you're going to say, well, I have ESPN. Listen, they're not going to tell you a narrative. They're going to broadcast your fights. All right? There is no really emotional attachment with Terence Crawford and the black culture. There's no emotional attachment. None. Zero. Not even 1% outside of Omaha, Nebraska. I'm being real. I'm being real trill with you right now. All right? There's no attachment. And I'm just tired of it. I want to support Terence Crawford. Literally want to. I want to fly to Omaha on my own dime, right? Hoping to get an interview with Terence Crawford. But I've called Top Rank. I've tried to get Bomac's phone number. I sent Bomac a direct message on Instagram. No response. And then they get mad about the disrespect. We don't know who you are. We know you're a great fighter. We know you're a top 5 pound for pound guy. But at the end of the day, we don't know your narrative. We don't know how you. We know snippets of it. We don't know the entire story. But moreover than that, there's a level of decorum and respect you must have for the media. And you guys don't say, well, the media is. No, listen, if media isn't disrespecting you, there's a level of respect you must have on the fighter side. And I'm not disrespecting Terence Crawford in this video, but there's a level of respect that you must have when media members come, when they respect you and spend their hard-earned money to come support you on a Friday night when they could be in Vegas at Canelo Triple G. It's just asinine. This is just asinine. He consistently does this. Top Rank needs to sit him down and say, listen, we only selling 5,000. No matter where you go in America outside of Omaha, we're only selling 5,000 seats, 4,000 seats. We're not selling out. The reason why you're not selling out because you don't have a core audience. Terence Crawford, you don't have a core audience. The MGM was 50% empty when you were there. What it hold 17,000? Your last fight did 8,000. I know you was in competition with Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Mares, and that's the problem because June 1st or June 2nd, it was an open date. You didn't take the date. I don't know if Vegas was open or not. But at the end of the day, you got to be more judicious and more intelligent when you're planning your events or agreeing to the planned event if you're not in charge of it. So at the end of the day, Terence Crawford, and I'm talking to you that I'm not putting a picture over this. I need you to see my black face. I need you to see my commitment to doing my job. Just like you're committed to winning 10 out of 12 rounds, your last 8 fights, you've probably lost. Your last 8 fights, you probably lost 8 rounds total. For real. No lie. That's the same commitment I have on my side. We can never get interviews with you. We call Top Rank. It goes on deaf ears. What's the problem? Every time, like it's just, and then you say, why you on Deontay Wilder? Don't you know Deontay Wilder announced, and this needs to be in this video. Deontay Wilder announced his fight against Tyson Fury on 78 Sports TV. Don't you know he announced? He didn't go to ESPN, Dan Raphael, who don't give a fuck about you. All right? He can care less about you. You're not even his number 1 pound for pound guy, and you're leaps and bounds better than Vasyl Lomachenko. And Vasyl Lomachenko is a guy I bet blind. So that's how much respect I have for your talent, Terence Crawford. They say Vasyl Lomachenko's fighting. I bet Vasyl Lomachenko. That's real. I haven't lost yet. So at the end of the day, let me get to Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder announced he's fighting Tyson Fury on 78 Sports TV. Black black media, but it's not just black media. It, it's the fact that he went to people who support and want to support him. I it's he just does this too much. He does this too much, and he laughs about it. And he think it's cool. It's not cool when media respects you and spend a Friday night driving in the fog. Don't you know that fuck? I don't know if you ever been on the Five Guys. At this time of night, it's nothing but fog. You can't even see 20 feet in front of you. That fog comes in off the coast. I remember years ago, my the center on my basketball team. He's from where's Bonner from? Santa Rosa. He's from Santa Rosa, and imagine me driving from LA to Santa Rosa because he was losing his father. We had to drive 10 to 15 miles an hour because the fog. It comes in off the coast, but we got to take the five, and you can't see 8 feet in front of you. That's what the media had to go through to get to you when they go home because we got to save money. We can't stay in Fresno and spend $100 on a hotel room. We got to use that money to buy our kids groceries, pay for our meals. You understand what I'm saying? And when we know that you're there and you're the ace high and we anticipate getting an interview with you because we know we can make money and tell your story simultaneously. Come on, man. It's just a level of respect that we must have. And I don't know if it's Bomac telling you this. I don't know what's your team. I have no idea. But there is no black media outlet that has a 10-minute interview with you. There's no black media outlet. I'm telling you. You've never sat down with the black media outlet that I can recall and done an interview. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I literally ain't seen a 10 to 15 minute interview with you on Dante's Boxing Nation. We reach the same people. His obviously his is much bigger, much broader. But every time I've been to like 5 Terence Crawford fights, and I feel like I gotta like chase you to get an interview, or like I gotta stalk you, or I gotta corner you to a point where you answer the question, but you really don't want to answer the question. I've never had Terence Crawford open, ready to receive. And you guys say I'm not starving for a Terence Crawford interview. I'm talking about there's a level of respect, and I know I keep on coming back. There's a level, just like I gotta respect you, Terence Crawford. I can't call you out your name. I can't disrespect you. I gotta honor you. I gotta respect your skills, and I gotta respect your 20 plus year commitment to the sport of boxing. Well, you need to respect my 10-year commitment to media. You 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 need to respect the fact that I have a job to do, and I want to do it to the best of my capabilities. So at the end of the day, this is just he has no he doesn't even if you don't have an ESPN logo on your shirt, he can give two smacks about you. Honestly, like I I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I want to cover a Terence Crawford fight, but I said this and ironically enough, I said this 2 weeks ago on my video. Uh, a lot of subscribers want me to go cover your fight. As a matter of fact, Terence Crawford, I'm gonna read it off to you. I have a young lady. Damn, I get so many damn DMs. Let's see if I can find this. Oh, I found it. Jeff and I are planning on Omaha in October. Any suggestions on where we should stay? I told her I've never been to a fight there. And I told her I'm gonna watch it on TV. And she's like, "Oh, okay." And I went on to explain to her that Terence Crawford, the only reason why I can go to Omaha is if I can get a one-on-one with Terence Crawford. I explained that to her in my DM. All right, this is my DM. So um, he, I'm telling you, Terence, people want to know. We don't know who Terence Crawford. Thank God I follow you on social media. If I didn't follow you on social media, I wouldn't know that your child was a wrestler and you got the street named after you. And you know, I'm a rabid. I'm a fan. I was a fan before I was a media member. So at the end of the day, man, Terence Crawford, you're forcing the fans to choose Earl Spence because when see you go to bed and think that's cool, but when you turn your back on a media member, people read that. People read, oh, you just turn your back and just walk away without saying thank you, goodbye, I appreciate you coming out. Little subtle things like that goes a long, long way. I'm just being real and being real G with you. And to everyone in the comment section is gonna say I'm begging for an interview. No, 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 no. I'm not begging for an interview at all. I don't. I just want to do my job to the highest of it can be, and I love, love, love building the profiles of black athletes. That is my number one objective with this channel. One of my one objective. All right, 1A, 1B, 1C. All right. I want to build the profile. I want Terence Crawford to make $40 million when he fights Earl Spence. I do. But if you don't do it, if he don't do his part, how can I do my part? We're attached. You see, every time I walk into Earl Spence, you see the level of comfort that he has interviewing. Granted, I've interviewed him 20 or 30, 40 times, but that goes to show you, like, he understands me there. And I'm not special. He does the same thing for other media outlets. And you laughed at him, but ironically enough, that meme, I admit it was hilarious. I admit I was the one doing the interview. I was the one telling him that he was wrong. But that did more for his profile than you turning your back on a media member tonight. So I'm just telling Bomac, Terence Crawford, top rank. Enough is enough. You need to tell, if Terence Crawford isn't fighting and you going live at 7:30, at 5:30, you need to hold a press conference for Terence Crawford. Tell all media members Terence Crawford is holding a press conference at 5:30. Everyone else does it. Everyone else does it. It's nothing special about that. Nothing special. All right? And 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 again, I'll be real G with you. I'm not begging for an interview. People gonna put. I already know people gonna put in the comment section. I'm begging for it. And Terence, I'm not begging for it. I'm not your hype job. I don't want to be your. I don't. I'm not a flunky. I'm not angry at you per se. I'm just disappointed that this is a consistent theme with you. All right. I don't want to be your friend. I just want to do a job. And when I ask someone to, I couldn't make your fight. So if I have a correspondent up there wanting to do the job and they do their part and you don't do your part, it's just wrong. I think it's just wrong. And I know your team watches my videos. All right. And it's just a level of respect that has to be met on both sides. All right. And at the end of the day, I want you to win. All right. So, anyways, I literally fell asleep on the fight too. I was supposed to do an interview tonight. I fell asleep on it, and I got a call about the fight, and I was like, "Did you interview with Terence Crawford?" Nah, he turned his back on me. Huh? You turned your back on him. Man, come on, Terrence. Come on, Bud Crawford. You got to do better. You got to do better. I can't wait to interview you. Terrence, I can't wait to interview you. I literally can't because you need to see truth in my eyes. You need to see the level of importance that I can be to you. I want to be an asset to you. I want to be a bridge to a broader audience. Because if I do a article, if I write an article on you in a newspaper, or if I do a video on you, don't you know maybe 5 to 10 other YouTube channels will do a video on it. Maybe a smaller newspaper that you may never ever read may do an article on you. You know, I'm in LA. You know, every time I write an article, 2 or 300,000 people minimum are gonna look at it. Like, come on, man. Like, it's all right, man. So I'm just rooting for you. I want you to grasp it, and I want you to see my sincere in my face. I want you to see my black skin. I want you to know that this is hard. This is a hard working man. All right. Everything that I get, I work for and I earn. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of extending myself and getting nothing in return. All right. So, anyways, Terence Crawford, man, October 13th, you have a fight. You need to find the time. And I'll tell you this, Terence Crawford, in case you didn't know, I had 5 black media outlets apply for a credential to your last fight. People with 10,000 subs, 20,000 subs, 30,000 subs, 40,000 subs, big enough to get approved. They didn't get approved for your fight against in Vegas. They didn't get approved. So maybe this is something that you need to bring up with Top Rank. Because at the end of the day, you probably don't care. At the end of the day, you probably don't care. You got your guaranteed money coming in from ESPN, and I respect that. Congratulations. I'm not saying that condescendingly because I want you to get your money. But I just think it's just a level of respect. All right. And Terence Crawford, I'm not begging. All right. Look, I got a beautiful home just like you. I'm not begging. I'm not begging for an interview. All right. I have rooms in this house that I only go to once a month, just like you have in your house. All right. So I don't want you to think, oh, this is just another starving media member. No. I own a $3 million property, and I want you to fully understand that. All right. Well, no, I don't think I own a $3 million property. If I put 2 properties together, they'll be over $3 million. I stand corrected on that. But I'm just saying this, man, because I know that's a sentiment that people are going to get in the comment section. Fred, I'm rooting for you. I want to root for you. Don't you know if you stepped into the ring with Earl Spence, not that you would care. Not that you would care. If you stepped into the ring with Earl Spence, tomorrow, 80% of the fans would be rooting for Earl Spence. And you say, ha, no big deal. All I do is upset people anyway. You didn't get it. Because whatever the fan base is, there's a parallel to endorsements. You get what I'm saying? 80% of the endorsement money will go to Earl Spence. See, it's bigger than just fan base and who buying tickets, who buying a t-shirt, who's wearing Earl Spence shirts. No, it's Chevy, it's McDonald's, it's Burger King. Burger King don't know who the hell you are. Right? So, anyways, man, barbershop conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'm rooting for you, Terence, but you don't seem to get it. You and Bomac don't seem to get it. The comments Bomac said about living paycheck to paycheck, it was condescending. He's consistently condescending between that and the comments he made about Sam Watson. I think there's an intellectual depth. No, I'm not going to say that because it may be taken out of context. But I think there's a big picture deficit. I'm going to say this again. There is a big picture deficit in your team. There's a big picture deficit. You don't see the big picture. You don't see the value in media. And even if you didn't see the value in media, you still want to honor and respect the media for doing what they had to do to get there. It's like when your wife cook, right? You may not want meatloaf, but you're not going to say, I don't want no goddamn meatloaf. I ain't eating that shit today. No, you're going to eat the meatloaf and the peas, and you're like, damn, I really didn't want to eat this, but damn, I'm going to eat it. I wanted chicken, right? But you're paying respect to your wife because she labored in the kitchen. You have kids. She took care of your kids while you were in camp. You understand what I'm saying? You were in Colorado Springs in camp. I'm just drawing an example. I don't know. I don't know this to be true, but I think you have 5 or 6 kids, right? You have 5 or 6 kids, and your wife is at home, or I'm not sure if you're married, your girlfriend, the woman in your life is at home with the 5 kids. Do you think she wants to do that every day while you're in Colorado Springs? But she honors your commitment. You get where I'm coming from? She honors your commitment to the sport, so she stays in Omaha and takes care of the family while you're in Colorado Springs doing what it takes to put food on the table. Now let's go to media. Same thing. You got to honor and respect their craft. And, and Terence Crawford, only you and me know the story I could have put out 3 weeks ago on you. And I says, you know what? Terence Crawford is a black man. I'm not putting that story out. I'm not. Maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I could have put out a story that was hellacious and it was true and it was facts. And I says, you know what? I'm not doing it. Terence Crawford is a black man and I respect him as a black man and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No, nothing. I mean, not pride. I would have got I would probably would have got 500,000 views on that story if I would have did it because I'm the only one that I haven't seen it online. I would have been the only one to put it out. I'm being real with you, Terence. All right. And the reason why I didn't do it, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I didn't do it, Terence, because you're a black man. I believe you have a wife and you have kids. Out of respect for that, I didn't put that story out. And you know exactly what I'm talking about, Terence. All right. So there's a level of respect and decorum that I have for you not to put that story out. So I want you, the reason why I said that is because I want you to understand my level of professionalism that you're not grasping. And then last week, Bomac gets on and he says, another fighter is living paycheck to paycheck, another black fighter. And then Bomac says, F. Sam Watson or something like that, maybe 2 months ago, something like that, 3 months ago. And yet me, with all this ammunition, I didn't put the story out on you. Bomac, I didn't put the story out. Bomac, you know exactly what story I'm talking about, all right? And this ain't a threat. I'm not threatening you to put it out. No, I'm not putting out the story. But I need you to fully understand how my willingness to protect your brand. If I would have put that story out, it would have hurt your brand. And I guarantee you, 20 other websites would have picked up this story. I guarantee you. No doubt in my mind. 20 others, and I chose not to do it. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Terence Crawford, do your job and we do our job. That's it. If media members, you don't, I need you to understand how hard it is to get to Fresno. How hard, it's super hard. My correspondent is leaving right now and he has to drive in fog all night long. He's minimum 2.5, 3 hours away in fog, driving 15, 20, 25 miles an hour. But you're going to sell out in Omaha. You're going to get however many people that stadium holds, it's going to hold. But when you go and fight some Eastern European guy in January or February, and they're going to try and take you to New York or take you to Vegas, and you're still fighting in a small theater, and Lomachenko's fighting in a big theater, or you go to Vegas and they put black on the top, on the upper bowl, and if Vasil Lomachenko goes to Vegas and it's completely sold out, you know what? So barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.